Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Read the Right Thing Book Reviews. I'm Eric. Thanks for watching. I thought I'd try a different style of video today. I've read a few books the last 2 months that I'm not sure warrant individual reviews. So I'll recap what I've been reading in August and September, and let me know what you think of this style of video. To start, I'll mention a book that I did review. I read this book called Best Possible Place, Worst Possible Time by Barry Sonnenfeld. Very funny, entertaining look at the making of movies. So if you like books about Hollywood or movies, then definitely check out this one. I spent the month of August in Portugal. It's probably my 5th or 6th time going. My dad, he lived there when he was a young man in the 80s. And since probably 2015, we've been going on vacations there. And I've really fallen in love with the country. So much so that I'm thinking about moving there. But while I was there this time, I really wanted to read some Portuguese literature. I read the first 100 pages or so of this book called The Book of Disquiet by Fernando Pessoa. My gut reaction is that it is very depressing, kind of repetitive, but ultimately a great book to read over a long period of time. It was first published in the 80s, and if I recall, these scholars found a chest that Fernando Pessoa had put a lot of his writings in. So they found this chest of his journals and writings, and then they published this book. Pessoa writes about dreams, art, beauty, death, politics, friendship, love, and many other topics. He's a reflective person, and his writing poses some very interesting questions. After reading it, a lot of his writings come across as, no, don't have dreams, don't even try, it's better not to try. Just accept your life the way it is. So in my mind, he would really be the antithesis to this alpha male movement of, get up every day, have your bone broth, go and win and kill and succeed. He would be the opposite of that. But I'm really excited to continue this book, and once I finish, I'll probably end up doing a full review. I also read 2 things by Fredrik Backman. I read a short story called The Answer is No. It's about an HOA conflict and a guy who likes pad thai. And then I also read the second book in the Beartown series. My grandma told me about the short story, The Answer is No. She said it was currently free on Kindle and it was only about 60 or 70 pages. So I downloaded it and decided to read it. It kind of had that Fredrik Backman surreal humor, but I thought the story was just a little too childish and not realistic. I also read the second book in the Beartown series called Us Against You. And I remember really liking Beartown. I actually filmed a review of Beartown, but I never posted it. I think I forgot to hit public when I uploaded the video. And I don't know if I'll ever end up releasing that. It's kind of a little too late for that. So listen, I remember really liking Fredrik Backman. I read Anxious People. I really liked Beartown, but I was not a fan of these works. I don't know if I've outgrown his writing style, or if it was just this book and that short story that I didn't like. But I think his writing came across a little too childish, a little too YA for me. He also tells you kind of exactly what to think. Like, his stories are cool, but I don't know, he has these sentences that tell you, like, this is what you should be thinking right exactly now. And sometimes his ideas aren't nearly as clever as people think. So I'm thinking I might go back and reread the first part of Anxious People to see if I really feel this way or if it was just these 2 books. The other book I read in the month of August was A Short History of Tractors in Ukrainian. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this author's last name, but it's Marina Lewka, LewYcka. I actually found this book in a used bookstore in Lisbon. A Short History of Tractors in Ukrainian is about an 84-year-old man falling in love with a 34-year-old glamorous Ukrainian woman. Even though I was in Portugal, it seemed like I was surrounded by Slavic culture, Slavic food, Slavic language, and Slavic people. At a party, I met these 3 girls from Ukraine, and they were all named Anastasia. So when I saw the title of this book in that used bookstore, I thumbed through it a little bit, and something was telling me that I should read it. I had a wonderful time reading this book. It's very thought-provoking and funny. Here's a brief taste of this book from page 1. 2 years after my mother died, my father fell in love with a glamorous blonde Ukrainian divorcee. He was 84 and she was 36. She exploded into our lives like a fluffy pink grenade, churning up the murky water, bringing to the surface a sludge of sloughed off memories, giving the family ghosts a kick up the backside. It all started with a phone call. And I may actually end up doing a full review of this. We'll see. If you've read A Short History of Tractors in Ukrainian and you'd like to see me do a full review, let me know in the comments. And I just recently finished a book that was published this August called Tonight in Jungleland. It's about the making of Bruce Springsteen's third album, Born to Run. If you're a fan of The Boss, like I am, definitely check it out. If you've been a subscriber and a follower of the channel for a while, it was probably no surprise that I was going to read this book. If you're a fan of The Boss, definitely check this out. It added some context to the album, and the author actually interviewed Bruce Springsteen in the summer of 2024. So there's some newer stories. If you're a massive fan, chances are you probably already know quite a bit about the making of Born to Run. And I don't know if this book will offer anything new other than that interview, but it's still an enjoyable read and a good refresher on the making of Born to Run. So what am I reading next? I think I'll continue to work on the Book of Disquiet by Fernando Pessoa. And I think I'm going to start reading a book called Naked Lunch by William S. Burroughs. I heard about that book on the Better Than Food channel, and I thought it sounded interesting, so I picked it up. After that, I'll probably read this book called The Why is Everything by Michael Silver. The Why is Everything is about a new generation of NFL coaches who are revolutionizing how the sport of football is being played. I heard about it on a podcast by another writer that I really enjoy. His name is Ethan Strauss, and he has a Substack if you want to check it out. He interviewed Michael Silver on his podcast. I'm not sure if it's behind a paywall or not, but I really enjoy Ethan Strauss's work. I think it's worth the $9.99 a month. So what do you think of this style of video? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Do you prefer single book reviews or more a recap of what I'm reading? If you have an opinion, let me know in the comments. If you could hit the like button, that would be great. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, read the right thing.